GTA 6 is the most important event in human history. Even if Jesus himself came back tomorrow, the first thing he would ask would be, when GTA 6 dropping? I mean, let's be real, there's not a lot of other reasons for him to come back at this point. And as time has passed, people have slowly begun to lose faith. Not in Jesus, but, the important thing, GTA 6. The more information we have acquired about the game, the worse it has slowly become. And as time passes, none of the negative things that we are considering about it are being dispelled. Starting from the fact that the game map seems to be an absolute disappointment in terms of size. We expected one of the biggest games of all time, but instead we are getting something that's roughly only 2 times, maybe 3 times the size of GTA 5 at this point, which is clearly not enough for something that's is supposed to be as grand and amazing as GTA 6. The fact that the CEO of the company has been on record multiple times now stating things like, we can't talk negatively about these groups of people, we can't represent this, and we should avoid speaking about these sensitive topics. There is a lot of fear about wokeness in general taking over GTA 6, and at this point, one of the biggest talking points is the Pride Parades. And at this point, it seems pretty concrete that the Pride Parades are gonna be a real thing, an event in GTA. And people are honestly very excited about this. One group is excited about this, and there's the other group, the opposite side, that's also excited about this for the exact opposite reasons that you may think. And now the rumor is that the Pride Parades are gonna be uninteractable. You will not be able to do the things that make the other group happy, which is the probably biggest massive blow currently GTA 6 has. And as time progresses, none of these things are getting dispelled, and even more rumors are slowly cropping up, and they are seemingly becoming more and more true by the day.
It goes without saying that Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to make for a very revolutionary moment for the video game industry. This isn't just a moment for gamers that have been eagerly awaiting this launch for years now, it's also this gaming industry looking at Grand Theft Auto 6 to pave the way for the next generation of gaming, the same way that Red Dead Redemption 2 redefined open world gaming years ago, and even years before that, Grand Theft Auto 5. It's easy to take for granted these games now, especially, they've been out years, but they really did mean something when they did launch. And the gaming industry over the years has learned many lessons from the design and the technology that Rockstar Games introduced within those.
Now, the problem with this is the gaming industry has not learned anything except making excuses for why they can't do this. Oh, it's just Rockstar level nonsense. Literally, this is what game developers have been saying. Oh, we can't actually care and like the things that we make. That would be hard and require effort, and most likely talent, which the games industry currently critically obviously lacks at this point.
Games, and even the games before them. So with Grand Theft Auto 6, even with the debut trailers, still people are analyzing and talking about just the small details and getting excited for all of the potential within this game, because that's what Rockstar is known for, that attention to detail. Like instantly with the debut trailer, the first thing that really got my attention was the sand on people's feet, a small dog running around, so much life, so much activity within the open world.
A lot of these trailers looked really good, but now that we have taken a very critical look at them, a lot of things don't seem real. For example, we don't even know if this is supposed to be actual real in-game footage, as strange as that sounds. The famous part when Lucy and her boyfriend, who by the way is a confirmed cuckold, very progressive indeed. When they break into the local gas station, or some kind of small outlet, or whatever grocery store, people have been looking at it, and it pretty much seems that is 100% fake at this point, unless you want to imply that literally every single small reflective surface in the game is reflecting the whole world inside of it, which would be an astonishing feat of technology, but let's be real, chances are that's not really how it works.
And then even in the second trailer, people were talking about the cloth simulation for clothing, in which you can see people's individual clothing, just little pieces moving here and there. This isn't things that you see normally from any studio. That's why Rockstar Games stands at the top, the pinnacle of the video game industry. And even the water physics that was also shown off, just the beauty of that is something that so many developers struggle with. And recently Crimson Desert kind of redefined what really can be expected from water physics. Maybe Rockstar Games ups it with Grand Theft Auto 6 later this year. That is a question that remains. But back to that debut trailer, we also got our first look at car deformation physics, something that was kind of missing from Grand Theft Auto 5. And I think people also forget that we have not had a new Grand Theft Auto game since 2013. Obviously, they've had improvements and upgrades that they've introduced to Grand Theft Auto 5, but we have not had a true Grand Theft Auto game made for, well, these days, in well over a decade now, and that does mean a lot. Still though, Rockstar Games understands the challenge that is presented right now, and that is that GTA 6 is the most highly anticipated game of all time, and they are investing. There's been
Event in human history.
already some leaks indicating that they're going to be spending $2 billion. Right now, some people talking about it's probably going to be closer to $3 billion spent on this once it's all said and done. And I think the results and even some of the teases that we've seen in the footage,
Honestly, 3 billion or 2 billion does not even seem that bad nowadays, considering we have just a basic failure triple A games by previously big and loved studios, costing upward easily of 500 million. So the fact that something as massive and ridiculous as GTA is being made and it only costs 3 billion kind of slowly loses its meaning in how big that sum is.
so far, it shows the money that's being invested just to every single aspect of the experience to make it one of the most immersive open world single player story driven games ever, on top of a massive multiplayer component which is probably going to be launching afterwards. Still though, even with Grand Theft Auto 6's debut,
Also, people are very negative about the fact that the GTA 6 is seemingly now kind of doubling and tripling down on its multiplayer aspects, which obviously people do like GTA Online. It's not a bad thing. I played it a little bit, but it was not for me, okay? Buying shark cards and becoming poor, not exactly what I enjoy in my life most of the time. But it's for some people, and that's fine. So, a lot of people, needless to say, are not fans of that, and they know when this thing launches and online is going to be popped up, people are fearing that it's going to be a repeat of the situation that we had in GTA 5, that we are not getting any expansions, even though there were roughly 3 expansions considered for GTA 5. At least one was 100% confirmed, but Rockstar decided, no, this is going to lose us too much money in shark card sales. And so, if GTA 6 has online and the game turns out to be good, we are not going to get more story DLC. We're not going to get a typical expansion. We're going to get online stuff and a lot of online stuff. And people, needless to say, are not fans of it. I am not a fan of it. Especially considering GTA 5 is honestly one of my favorite games story-wise. It's great. I loved it. It was very entertaining. I enjoyed it on all levels. I literally liked all 3 characters very much, in fact. They were very interesting, very different from one another, and it was enjoyable.
Footage, a lot of people had discussions like, this isn't real, this is like the EAs, this is the Ubisofts, but people forget that Grand Theft Auto 5, once upon a time we had Michael DeSantis looked weird in trailer 1, then by the final game looked completely different.
Did he?
Same thing with Arthur Morgan in Red Dead Redemption 2's debut trailer, looked drastically different by the game's release. And that's the thing, Rockstar Games actually incorporates in-game footage in their debut trailers. This isn't like a studio trying to hide things. They're trying to show you the true experience, and also this is just some of the magic of the Rage engine that they can give us a...
This is the best Trevor skit.
massive glimpse into the experience, and one of the rare examples of a studio in which the trailers and the gameplay that's going to come soon and later on, it's going to improve, it's going to look even better. And again, some of these expectations, some of these assumptions that people make about Rockstar Games and Grand Theft Auto 6 really just says a lot about the video game industry and what's happened the last decade or so with the various trailers, demos, and gameplay and everything that we've seen in marketing material. And this is actually the perfect segue to the sponsor of this video, Ludio. So this has to be one of the most impressive. Auto 6 was launched. We had all sorts of reaction coming from.
Oh, also, I completely forgot almost about this. It's the fact that Lucille is gonna be the close-range brawler specialist. She's gonna be kicking ass and chewing bubblegum, and she's all out of gum. You know? This is not really very, very good, okay? A lot of things seem very off, needless to say. For me, it's personally probably the fact that the dude's character is literally a cuck. You're taking care of another child while your wife's in prison, assumedly. There's probably gonna be family bonding missions. Yay, can't wait for those. I skipped those even with Michael. Actually, didn't know they were a thing, but that's a different story. And while Lucy is gonna be probably like, don't worry, my sweet, I will protect you. Karate kicks a man twice her size into the moon, or whatever.
Auto 6 was launched, we had all sorts of reaction coming from this industry. We did hear actually from the Digital Foundry folks who took a little bit more of a detailed look at what Grand Theft Auto 6 was cooking up, and they acknowledged the astonishing detail, but they voiced some skepticism about 60 FPS. This is kind of a big thing nowadays, a lot of people expect.
Yeah, it doesn't look like GTA 6 is exactly gonna be super optimized, because let's be real. This conversation is very easy because it's going to launch first on consoles. And for a game like GTA in general to function on something as poor and misfit as consoles, you need to make sacrifices. Sacrifices that are probably not going to be reconcilable with PC. So, everyone knows that the PC version of GTA 6 is gonna suffer in some technical aspect. Most likely in many technical aspects, if we're being real here, which none of us want to be at this point because that sounds bad. So, people are not excited about that part. There's gonna be sacrifice, and there's gonna be sacrifice that we don't want to make.
Now, without a doubt, one of the most talked about features with Grand Theft Auto 6 after its second trailer was its jiggle physics. Yes, the jiggle physics.
True.
And this was actually a topic that was discussed recently. But
this seems to be real, because let's be real, Asian games nail jiggle physics down to a perfect science more than 30 plus years ago at this point. I mean, when we're talking about biblically accurate Lara Croft, made of literal triangles, even that had jiggle physics. These people knew what they were doing. Also, by the way, the fact that we can see Lucille here, and that she's not even skinny, and I know people are going to be in the comments, that's skinny. No, that's not. That's maybe American obese skinny. Well, this is not obese, but this is not also skinny. Like, let's be completely real here, boys. And that is definitely a sign of the modern age. And I don't want a lot of modern age in my GTA.
By another former Rockstar Games developer, and this would be former Rockstar Games animator Mike York, who worked on GTA 5 and GTA Online, and he took part in a recent live stream with YouTuber TGG, and he speculated.
But most likely, they put bones. They put bones inside the character's butt.
Those bones work alongside the rest of Lucia's skeleton to allow Rockstar's animators to program how much that part of the body is affected by physics and a movement, which, in the case of that shot from the trailer, seems like a lot, and just
literally could have consulted any Japanese beginner developer and would have gotten a better solution. Not gonna lie.
There had been some leaks in the past saying that maybe Rockstar Games was trying to get tornadoes and hurricanes into the game. Seems like that may be one of those scrap features, but still, weather and certain weather events will impact the game. We know that for a fact. And another feature...
Oh, we have not talked a lot about weather events. They're obviously going to be a thing. In the modern day, it's kind of preposterous to consider a game without weather events. Well, if you're on PC. If you're on console, weather events are kind of tricky.
That we seemingly know about is Grand Theft Auto 6 loading times, at least between characters. You know, within Grand Theft Auto 5, there was that multi-seconds you'd have to pop out of the universe, and then you'd go from Michael to Franklin, or Trevor to Franklin, or
Sometimes
Franklin
annoying.
to Michael. And it's one of those things that I don't think that was the intention from Rockstar Games. And especially based on the leaked videos that came from 2022, we very much had indication that Rockstar Games was trying to get rid of that. And one piece of the leaked footage that, again, people are talking about again, is that...
You know, but when the loading screens took too long, it wasn't fine. But I honestly kind of enjoyed it. I think this was the best hidden load screen I have had in gaming. But definitely beats any Bethesda elevator. But still, I do think this was good. I think it just gave you a good reference of scale, what's happening, how different things are, and whatnot. You know, that one character's dead. I kind of liked it. I was a fan. I actually did enjoy it when it didn't take too long.
That Jason and Lucia are in a motel within some of the leaked footage, and the game switches from Lucia to Jason in the literal blink of an eye, which many people believe that this is a promising sign for the game's overall load times. And I think that's going to be a key focus. Again, the optimization side has to be a massive focus for Rockstar Games this go around. And look, another area in which people are going to be caring about is the AI. And people get scared when they hear about AI. They think generative AI, which is actually an area in which Rockstar Games and Take-Two Interactive have already come out and said that Grand Theft Auto 6 is not going to have any of that. This is a handcrafted experience, and they've already been spending years going down that route. Doesn't make sense to even get involved with any of that.
They are obviously using AI. Terrain generation is 100% done by AI in places where it doesn't matter that much. No one's handcrafting that stuff. So this is one thing that's kind of obviously a lie, and most people know that it's a lie. And again, it's just one more thing for people to be worried about. If you're gonna lie about something this obvious, that you're using zero AI in your game, like, come on, dude, everyone knows that's a lie. You can admit it, we're not gonna be mad. Well, some of us are not gonna be mad, some will. But even if they lie about something this minor, what else are they going to lie about? And these are the big questions. This is why people don't trust GTA 6 that much. In any case, that was Lixie Kill HD, 10 out of 10. Bye!